And recording. Boom. I would drop the mic, but I really like this mic and I don't want to drop it. That's how you know it's going to be a good day. You start your conversation with the mic drop. That's how most people end. I made a point, thud. Not us. Instead of that, we're just like... Runcast with your boy Justin. Alright, that's enough of that. Let's begin running. Woo! Alright. Runcast, buddy. Welcome, welcome, welcome. This is episode number 40. The big 40. Our boy turns middle age. Our good old podcast. Our little baby. She's all grown up. Oh yes, right along with Run Man episode 40. I'm your host, Run Man. Welcome to my world. Kick back. I've got chips and I've got dip. We've got some programs on. Get some stories going. Got the radio. It's happening right now in Podcastville as we run down the middle afternoon. Yesterday was a weird one, and it was an early one. You know, I got the sense that, not in a literal sense, but in like a essential sense, everything came together 1,000%. 1,000% in that case. It was the best. I am so grateful to have had that experience. I mean, again, we get this profound sense that every episode that we do, at least the ones that I've kept up, they're all just resounding, phenomenal outliers of experience. They're all complete, perfect victories of podcasting. Ah, man. Like the profundity of that statement, the thinking of it. I'm aware it's audacious. I'm aware that it's a little strange. But that's how we're feeling right now, and we're running while we're feeling it. It's the best. Because what is running? Running is doing. And what is feeling? Feeling is doing. We're doing both. It's very action heavy today on the podcast. And like I just said, there is no wrong episode. It's just all perfect. It's the best. And it's not a statement from the ego. It's just a statement from artistry, I guess. I don't know what to call it. I'm new to this space. How long have we been doing this? A couple of months? Yeah. Little baby. Couple months old podcast. Ooh. Getting some sea legs. Got to get our time on now. While we've got it. Because tomorrow comes to take us away. Just like that song. Whatever song that was. Where we get taken away. The morning comes to take me away. I wish that I could stay. That one. Yeah, no, we're good. Things are even keeled, energetic, but not aggressive. Okay, I'm actually going to re-hook the wires. Nope, not that way. Let's try that instead. Just try that. Yeah, so we're just chilling. We're chilling, we're having a good old time. And, well, house transitions are happening. And I've been introduced to some new house cats. They're wonderful. They're chonkers. They're chunky critters. Yeah, this is... Okay, how am I going to do this? How can I do this? Okay, I'm going to try it like that. No loops. We're going loopless. I'm pinching the wire between my middle and forefinger so as to clamp, which is odd. With my fingers closed like this, kind of looks like I'm offering something of value. Kind of feels like somebody should make a statue out of just my hand and put it somewhere in an ancient Greek museum, like, oh, This was the gesture Philosophocles made when he had the bedlamic audacity to ponder aloud the workings of the universe that were later completely proven wrong and never controversial even in their own time. These were the ramblings of a lunatic, and this was his hand. Well, that wouldn't be too bad, wouldn't it? The only problem with that statement is immortalization. I don't want anything made in stone from me. Let's go this way. We never know 100% where we're going to end up on this thing. Turn by turn, it is kind of a random array of opportunities, pitfalls, pratfalls, choices, neat little secret segues. All kinds of good stuff is available to us. That's the thing about the podcast. Introspecting a little bit right now, I notice how often I say what the podcast is about. It's kind of a habit. And the alternative habit is, of course, by its very polarity, building the same sort of theme. This podcast is not about this, or we will not be including this. That kind of talk also happens all the time on the podcast. Woo! See? Gotta be wary. That guy either wasn't looking or just really needed to go. I get it. I've been there. Oh, sometimes you really gotta go. Hell, we've had a couple of podcasts like that these last couple of times. Whew. Thank you, hot sauce. You are a frisky dame. You've delighted, entranced, and stupefied and floored me. Weekly, if not more, during my time as a little pink running child in the world. So thank you, hot sauces. Now that I think about it, more themes coming to mind. I'm considering what other shout-outs I might have to make. Shoutcasts. You know, nothing's coming, though. I've got so many of them all the time that I want to pace them a little bit. That's kind of the vibe that I get. Which is perfect. No need to cover all the ground right now. That's not what running's about. This isn't Jumpcast, where we jump from one rock to another and call it a pod. No, this is a gradual, savory, overtime experience. Okay, that guy saw me. Good. You didn't see it, but big old truck. Big old truck did stop. And I had the right of way, so I took it. Shoutcast. Sweet sunny days, how about that? Shout out to the dynamic tension between the squeeze and the expansion phase of humans under pressure. Shout out to the shout out that I made recently to Don Miguel Ruiz on his recent interactions podcasting with Aubrey Marcus. What a great podcast that was. I'm quite happy those folks got in the same room and started talking because we all benefited. It was for the best. Dynamic tension, the romance of the entropic and the inspiring processes in the world, each with their agents, their proclivities, and each with their places where they give to the other. The world of potential and material. Subseed. Is subseed a word? Perhaps it's just seed. They seed their property and hand the metals and gases off to what we call life. And life is like, I'm going to organize these and make something of this man, woman, child, thing, whatever. Chimp, worm, bacterium, flagellates. Then at the end of the ride, death is like, well, how was the rental? And life's like, it's pretty good. And Death is like, cool. Now we're gonna, oh, I just stepped on it. I'm so sorry, bro. Are you on my shoe? Yeah, I don't think he avoided me. Pretty sure I just stepped on a yellow jacket. Sorry, bud. Didn't mean to. Well, there you go, right? That's the dance. Death gives to life and life gives to death. Both live at the same time. That's a poor choice of words. Both, well, they dance at the same time. This is not a you're dynamic and I'm completely emotionless dance. This is a swirling, vorticular, mesmerizing, spiraling thing. Yeah, it spins and flies through space, this life-death dance. With you and me chumming around in there somewhere. I was trying to figure out a way to work the phrase, stay up your spiral, into that sequence, and I came up short. So I'm just going to stay it. We can be circling around. We can be spiraling down. We can be spiraling up. Just like the quarks, right? Up spins and down spins and things. Just like them quirky friends. Why am I going this way? I can't be bothered to make sense of any of this. What I want to do is around an hour today. I would really like to get to work as soon as possible. So, we're setting up all the happy stuff. We're staying up the spiral. We're sticking to that part of the spin that works best for us. For a while. And when it's time to simmer down and level out, we'll do that. And when it's time to explore the underworld, we'll do that too. We'll just keep riding along. Riding on the road again. Singing songs that will get me demonetized again. Can't wait to run cast with Ride Man again. Run cast with Rideman. That's not us. That's Bizarro World us. That's me with a goatee instead of this coarse, barbed wire, bracketed scrubble crisscrossing a no man's land of hellish waste and destruction across the surface of my face. Aye. Today is shave day. We gonna go get a couple razors. We're gonna look amazers. I'm so sorry. I'm jovial, you know? I had to take a half an hour out of my day yesterday just to process all the good vibes. Just to keep cool, breathe, write a little bit, and then go about more of my day. It's really been nice. Been eye-popping stuff, you know? Today, it's more brass tacks. But we began heavy in the talk sphere. Really a lot of... Okay. Consider the blindness of this part of the road. Seems like everybody sees me. I can go under a vehicle if I need to, or climb over a bit. Listening, watching. This guy's coming up. All right. Woo! Yeah! I'll bet you all loved that at home. I'm so sorry. The title of today's episode, at least Chronicle 1, will be So You Think Your Pets Are Calm. Woo! Oh yeah. First pinky snap of the day. We should have a tally. If I had an editor and moderators and a team, I'd be like, hey, editor, let's get a pinky tally going. Every time I snap that sucker, I'd do it right in front of the mic. Clink! And then that crisp elevator sound, ding, would accompany a strike on the board. That'd be fun. Well, we may have room for that in the future. Who knows? Right now, all you got is me. You don't get the heroes, the legends, and the myths. You've got me. We'll make do. Humans are improvisers, remember? We can kind of do a lot of shit. Just give us a workbench and some mud and access to a fire, a couple of fruit trees nearby and an animal to milk. We'll make it happen for you. Okay. Slopes. Slopes are fun. Woo! Oh, yeah. Hey, shall we jump gratuitously? Because, say it with me now, because we can, because we can, because we can. Thank you, Jesus. Audacity. I stole that line. Thank you, Jesus. That might have been Les Claypool. Might have been Maynard, I'm not sure. Somebody was impersonating a Southern pastor, evangelist, speaker type in a song from the album Undertow by the band Tool. It was a word-of-mouth song, a lot of ambiance and animal sounds in the background as the pastor was talking about a vision he had one day, seized by some unseen inspirational force and taken on a vision quest where he learned that vegetables have sentience and experience seasonal genocides at the hands of humans on the farms of the great Midwest and elsewhere. The cries of the carrots, he said. I swear, it just sounds like Les Claypool. I don't know if that was him. I never checked the credits for that song. If you want to, how would you find it? You all know how I am about citing sources. 40% proficient at it, at best. Let's see. Well, let me tell you how I originally came to that song. Y'all have the same experience, and you're probably like, come on, Justin. You don't need to spend 15 minutes on this. We all know how you find that song. Which is true, but for those who have not listened, particularly in the age of the CD, and after the age, into the digital age, when this song, I'm not even sure I don't know how you would find it these days. I haven't heard it in so long. What you usually want to do is you want to go to the last song on the album Undertow, which I forget what it is. Might be The Flood. Might be 4 Degrees, I'm not sure. But whatever that last song is on the album Undertow, just keep letting it play. Don't hit stop. Just let it play. Pretty soon, you should notice that the ticker that counts the seconds isn't doing anything all of a sudden, and the tracks are going up by the second instead. So you start off somewhere around track 12 or 13 or something like that, and then it's like, boom, 14 1 second, 15 1 second, 16 1 second. And you gotta wait. Weird Al's done this. A lot of bands, particularly in that day and age, 90s, would hide things in the deep of the last song on the track. The deep of the last song or the deep of the last little tiny bit of tape or CD to be read. And, well, when the song track ticker hits 69, you get a song. And that's that song. So I hope I just cleared everything up for you. I don't know what it's called. If I had to name that song, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I'm so bad. Whatever. Doesn't stop me. Hey, time check. Because we have options. 20 minutes. Okay. Here's what I have in my little brain piece. I want to err on the side of a shorter episode today. So we'll take a left up here. Or we'll take a right and then we'll just left after that on home. Which wouldn't be too much longer. Trying to remember though, if last time we ran along the track. I think we did. So I don't want to do that twice in a row. Okay. Okay. I've got, any runs are going to be really short that don't extend out toward the hill. That's okay. Let's conserve a little bandwidth. I asked for an hour. We might get it. I don't think we will. I think we'll get 40 to 45. Let's see how well I know these runs. I'm calling it. I'm pointing downfield. I'm going to hit a home run. 45 minutes. I'm going to take this left. Run through nature a bit. And then check again. Maybe we can involve the hill. We love the hill. Don't worry, guys. It's not always going to be like this. I will shortly endeavor to manufacture the gumption to proceed in different directions and take different cuts. It's just one of those things where I never think about it. I naturally just never consider, like, where am I going to go? At least not enough to think, oh, well, I zigged when I went left, right, left, left, right, left. Left, left, right, right this time. Ooh, a whole different 10-minute segment of run before I have to return to some circuit that makes any decipherable sense. To my, let's face it, beige to pink to red zone fidelity internal compass. I'm not necessarily the best in a maze or a forest. Calling out a lot of things right now, aren't we? This is not Leafcast with Forrest Ford. I'm sure he exists. Where you at, Forrest? Let's make some tree bacon. Let's not. I hear it's kind of terrible. So says the wooded beardsman. Who, by the way, did a cool little challenge with Bob Hansler. He went to Bob's ranch over in West Texas and was like, okay, sleeping is taken care of, so shelter and all that stuff is taken care of. But for a period of like a week or something, I want to eat only what can be foraged and hunted from your ranch, Bob. Your expansive stomping ground. I don't know how many square miles Bob's ranch is. But that's what, fuck. Dying in the heat. That was the challenge parameters the wooded beardsman set up. Talk. For a week. I will only eat the bounty of your land, Bob Hansler. And here's the real challenge. Here's the main thing. The meat of the matter. The goal is not to lose a single pound of body weight. We haul out the same way that we hauled in. I think, if I remember, Bob's land was pretty bountiful. There was always something to find. Unfortunately, everything that came across was lean. So without any kind of a supply of fat, besides one duck, I think it was, or maybe it was one turkey, whose bones were brewed and all that good stuff, the beardsman did waste away by something, I forget what it was, 10 pounds, 6 pounds, something like that. And that was with him forcing himself to nausea with consuming everything he could, burning all these calories to make all these calories. I remember one thing surprised me about that video series that the beardsman put up. Or maybe it was simultaneous and they were both filming. I forget. I'll have to go back and check. But, damn. Oh, that was the thing. That was one thing that caught me. Here's just a little highlight. In order to maintain body mass, they just had to eat everything they could. So what was in season, that's dinner. So they would spend relatively little energy where they could, and where they had to spend a lot of energy, they did. But I just had this image in my head of them shaking blackberries from trees. Shaking them. Getting tarps on the ground and just collecting thousands of them. And I think it was in the pounds that they ate per day. Like 3 pounds of blackberries in a day. Holy mother of milk. Can you imagine consuming 3 pounds of a berry in a day? I don't know, man. Of course, the beardsman, his body is very, he's thin, he's very willowy. So his body doesn't really do well unless he's getting a lot of fat, right? And who knows? I'm not a dietitian. The furthest thing from it. Hey, tell me if I'm doing good. Last night was turkey chili for the first night ever. 2.5, maybe 3 ounces of tomato paste. 8-ounce can of beans, of black beans. Another 8-ounce can of garbanzos. And then a ½ pound of turkey burgers, separated from patty form and fried in olive oil. Lots of, because beans soak that oil, man. Microwave the beans, put the heat to the meat, and then threw the beans in the skillet after a nice pool of oil had happened, and then more oil, and then more oil. And then at the last second, I stir-fried some vegetables and threw them in there too. And it was good. And is good because... hell no, I didn't finish that yesterday. I got halfway. I was pretty proud. This morning, I got through half of that half for breakfast over a couple of eggs. Mind you, I had just met a couple of new house cats this morning that are to be a part of my life for a short period of time coming up. So, as I made the eggs, cracked the door to the front, went out for a breath of fresh air. If I was a smoker, I would have been smoking a cigarette, but I just kind of wanted to step out and look at the land around me. That's something that I do at least twice a day. kind of have to get out and feel for a minute, a couple of times. Once over coffee, usually. But anyway, this time, I left the door cracked for a couple of seconds. Went back in, couldn't find one of the cats, and I was like, oh no! And then I got to watch myself. And I was like, okay, the history of what happens when something like this happens is written across the cells of my body. I know that because my body is reacting in a very predictable way. There's no need for the amount of adrenaline that's happening right now. But I do feel it. It is directing, amplifying, and suppressing my thought patterns. So there is definitely an interference there. Or rather, there's another proponent to action and antagonist to caution in the conversation of what do I do? So I did some laps around the house, made sure that the cat was around, checked the house a few times, checked cubbies and stuff. The one place I didn't check was under the couch in the living room, where the cat waited quietly for me that entire time. Until 20 minutes later, I finished that breakfast, checked again, found the cute little critter, confirmed safety, and went on to a video chat talking about emotions. So I had a rich input bandwidth for that conversation. As you might expect by this point in our friendship and association that I might have. But enough of this. Time check. Because we've come to a bridge of sorts. Okay, half an hour. Hey, not too bad. And I've got juice. That's good. Plenty of juice. Not like the lemon juice, saturating the inside of my stomach with acidic joy. Don't worry, I had breakfast. But, all the good things. Whatever. That's right. I reserve the right to back out of anything that I say, any seeds I plant, I reserve the right to decline my own invitation to conversation at any point, any time, during any run. That's what a podcasting can do for you. That's freedom. Oh, I got a rumbling in the stomach. What do we do when that happens, kids? We listen. We check in. Breathing. Breathing is this gas. Breathing is this material. Breathing is this